Hey there, welcome to another episode of Cooking with Violet Vixen. Today we are cooking a fairly easy dinner. Serve it with vegetables or a salad to make yourself feel a little bit healthier. It is called tuna au gratin, baked tuna au gratin, sorry. This is what we need. We also are going to need 2 saucepans, one to make the mashed potato, one to make the white sauce, a baking dish. I'm hoping this one will be the right size. It's a shallow one. A tray to put it on in case it flows over. Hopefully not. But you don't want to be cleaning your oven because of that. Pop your oven on 200. Gather up all your ingredients. It's said to use 2 cups of cooked mashed potato. Come on in. 2 cups of cooked mashed potato. I've currently got 3 potatoes on boiling. So once they're done, I'm going to mash them up. If there's a little bit extra, I am going to serve it up on the side anyway. So we've got 50 grams of butter, 4 tablespoons of plain flour, 300 mils of milk. I use light milk. You can use whatever milk you want. 2 egg yolks. The whites I have put in the freezer because you can freeze egg whites, but I think I've given up on trying to freeze yolks. Whites you can freeze, yolks not a good idea. 1 cup of grated cheese. In the recipe you're going to use it in two half a cup sizes, so I've done it in 2 half cup sizes. It's just easier that way. Pepper. Got the ground black pepper and salt all ready to go. Pinch of grated nutmeg. 450 gram can of tuna drained and flaked. Can of tuna I got was from Aldi. In spring water, 425 grams. That's upside down, but it doesn't lie. It's 425 grams. So you're going to be a little bit under, but if you buy it in the little cans, it's going to cost you probably more. I mean, whatever's easiest. And then we've got our 2 cups of cooked mashed potato, which is 2 potatoes with a question mark. I've just gone for 3. Too much potato is not a bad thing. So while the potatoes are finishing off, we're going to get started on the other stuff. So I've preheated the oven to 200 degrees and we're going to make the cheese sauce first. So head on over to the stove and let's go. Okay, so before we start that, I'm just going to quickly see how my potatoes are going. Just get a knife and prod them. They're nearly done. They're actually done, so we'll get and drain those before we do anything else. Turn them off. Alright. Okay, we'll just get the potatoes made first. So in with the potatoes is going to go 1 of the egg yolks. And the butter that we're not using for the cheese sauce, which is basically half of what was in here, so that much. Alright, so mash that up. Now, if you want to be really fancy and pipe it, you can. However, I'm just as happy to spoon it over the top and call it awesome. So I'm guessing the yolk is going in it to make it look yellower because I've never used a yolk in mashed potato before. First time for everything. Normally I use butter and milk. But yeah, apparently if you push it through a sieve and you can put it in a bag and you can pipe it and make it look really pretty. You can do that if you want. But I'm sorry, you won't see me doing that. Not tonight anyway. Alright, so we have mashed potato. Alright, let's go back to what we was doing. So we're going to melt that butter that's left. Because that hot plate was hot, I'm going to pop it back on that one. Alright, so in goes that. Once that's melted, you need your flour, and then it will be the milk gradually. Okay, so this should go pretty quick because that hot plate was on for a while and it was hot. So once that's done, and then that's in and that's in, we will be putting a yolk in and some of the... Okay, that's all good. Alright, so I know what's going into this. So this is basically a white sauce. So the basis to a cheese sauce or a white sauce is exactly what we're doing. You melt your butter, then you put your flour in, and then you gradually add your milk. That will give you a white sauce. What we're making is called a roux, R-O-U-X. Probably pronouncing it wrong, but it is what it is. And a good white sauce is a foundation to a lot of recipes. Cheese sauce, mustard sauce, macaroni and cheese. If you want to make macaroni and cheese sauce. Alright, in goes the flour. I'm using the whisk so that I don't get lumps in it. Now, I'm going to turn it up a little bit higher, because you don't want lumps in it. I mean, at the end of the day, you're not really going to see it anyway, but... Alright. Should cook that for a while, but in all honesty, I reckon it's good to go. Add a little bit of milk. This is the point of time where you can take it off the stove top, just so that it doesn't get too hot. But because I want to make it smooth, I'll leave it on the stove top. There we go. Add a bit more milk. Alright, now the good thing is all the flour's absorbed. It's not lumpy. So we don't want to bring it to the boil, but we don't want it to be a thin sauce as well. Sometimes when you're not using full fat milk, it takes a while to thicken up, so just be aware of that. That's where the flour comes in handy. So if you're not very confident with cooking at this stage, I suggest that you use full fat milk, because that way it will thicken up for you. And don't ask me how any other milk goes, because I truly cannot tell you. I just use the long life low fat milk because it keeps a lot longer. Alright, so we want that to come up to almost the boil. Until thickened. Okay. So this one's a good one to do if you're trying to use up milk. I mean, I open a 1 litre milk, and generally the only time I will have milk is with my cereal in the morning and a little bit in my tea. So it takes me a while to use milk. So therefore something like this is very good for me because I'm using nearly half of it, half of a 1 litre. It's not really a half, but anyway, if you can do maths, you'll figure it out. It's a third. No, it's not. It's a quarter. All right. I'm starting to see it looking like it's going to start to do something exciting. So while that's going on, pop over with me with our tuna. Have you drained your tuna? You got your pan, your dish ready to go? Your baking dish? All right. Grab a fork or a spoon or something, probably a spoon. You just want to flake it. And now I chose the one in spring water so that it wouldn't have all the oil and that on it. Here we go. So spring water can possibly feel like it's a bit dry because it's water, but I mean, at least we're putting a cheese sauce with it. All right, so that's our base. That's really easy. Let's go back over. Let's get this sauce on onto the top. All right. I'm going to heat it up a bit more, but I'm going to keep stirring it as well. If you're tempted to get it done quicker, you have to stand here and stir it. If you're happy to wait all day, you can leave it low. We just want it to be thick. We're nearly done anyway. We've just got to get this done, onto that, mashed potato on top, and off we go. Easy. Into the oven for a whole 12 minutes. 12 minutes is just long enough to go to the freezer and get some frozen veggies out and cook them in the microwave. And I'm saying frozen veggies, you can have salad with it as well. And oh, in case I don't think I did mention it, but this serves 4 or one and freeze it or whatever. It should freeze pretty well. Tuna and a white sauce should freeze pretty well. Mashed potato. Come on, it's called a watch pot never boils. Here we go. I walked away from it, didn't I? Yes, naughty me. But I didn't watch it and it started to boil. So this is a good quick meal. I say quick once you've got your mashed potato done. I mean, mashed potato is not that hard to make. So generally if you are making mashed potato, always try and put that on first because it takes the longest. So I got my potatoes on while I was getting cheese weighed out and butter weighed out and measuring out flour and everything. And that's why I was actually quite surprised that it was ready. Come on. I'm going to turn it right up to 6. I'm going to crank it. Now it'll come to the boil a shitload quicker. Alright, I'm happy enough with that, so I'm removing it from the heat. Alright, the egg yolk's going in. I'm smart this time, I brought a spoon with me. Alright. Mix that yolk in. And then you want to add that cheese, that half a cup out of that 1 cup. So do what I said, measure out the cup into 2 half cups. Heaps easier for you. Alright, yum. Lovely cheese sauce. And that cheese sauce that we've just made, you can use that on your macaroni as well. Pinch of salt. If you like a lot of salt, put more salt in it. Same thing with the black pepper as well. I like a lot of black pepper. But if you're warming this up the next day or freezing it, it'll probably the flavour will intensify, so you don't want too much of that in there. Okay, a little bit of nutmeg. Beautiful. Alright, let's head back over to our tuna where it's patiently waiting for us. Alright, let's go. Woo! Alright, check that. Okay. This is going over the top. Try and spread it evenly. I mean, it will spread on its own, so don't feel like you're icing a cake. Do not put that on a cake, by the way. That was just an analogy of what could happen. The rest of the cheese you're putting on top. Beautiful. Then 2 cups of mashed potato. Now I haven't measured this out, but you know what? If it's too much, it'll tell me when I put it on. Don't ask me how I figured that out. I just made it up probably. Alright, so if you want to, you can put it through a strainer and put it on top. Or you can just do it how I'm about to do it. I'm just going to dollop it on actually. I'm going to have to dollop it very small, because it's not going to spread. I think that's why it made the suggestion to pipe it. But I think if you follow my lead here, the way I'm doing it, we'll be fine. Now, a little bit of history here. The term au gratin means to form a thin crust on top of certain dishes by browning in the oven or under the grill. So, you might have heard it before as a term. So you basically, everything's cooked. All you're doing is you're just browning the top. I think I can see where the egg yolk is cooked as well. See those little yellow bits? That's not butter. That'll actually be quite nice. Alright. When this goes in the oven, we're going to put the timer on for 12 minutes, and then I'm going to go and raid my freezer for some frozen veggies. I will be having this for 2 nights in a row. 2 in the freezer. It fitted perfectly in this one. All right. So you can actually, once you get it to this level, you can actually use your spoon to give it a bit of a smooth. All right. 12 minutes, 200 degrees. I'll see you soon. Okay, I just gave it a couple of minutes over the 12 minutes, just so I could get a little bit of a golden colour on it. So it's all done. Just got some veggies in the microwave at the moment. I'm going to cut this into 4. 1 piece for tonight, 1 piece for tomorrow, 2 in the freezer, veggies with it. Going to enjoy it. And I want to thank you for watching Cooking with Violet Vixen, baked tuna au gratin. And I'm going to catch you very soon on our next adventure. Bye!